turning around, then picking up their leggings, essentially giving themselves a wedgie or purposefully jiggling their glutes to flex or show off their body.
So today we're going to be taking a look at this fitness coach who got a ton of hate for this
I've been seeing her
video she posted.
Yeah, I've been seeing her videos on Instagram. She was getting a lot of hate from the feminists because she was telling women that they should dress modestly in the gym. And I don't even know if she was actually telling women to dress modestly in the gym. I think she's a personal trainer, and she was just trying to get all the other female personal trainers to actually focus on the personal training and not just the ass. Right, like this has become an issue. Like it's gotten to the point now where the guys are going to the gym and they're like, please put on some clothes. Like that's enough ass for me for one day. I'll pass on that. Please just put on some clothes. When the guys are begging the women to put on clothes, you know you in crazy times.
Many people get so angry at such a simple video, but that just kind of tells you that it struck a nerve with a lot of these people deep down, specifically female fitness influencers and other women out there. But without further ado, let's take a look.
I guess I missed this part in my personal training certification. Make sure to show people how to pull up their leggings before working out.
So this right here was the video that got her a ton of hate, triggered a lot of fitness influencers. A pretty simple video of her calling out these fitness gurus for pulling their leggings up and pretty much just getting camera shots focused on their ass purposefully.
And then they'll tell you like they wore the shorts, spandex with booty cheek separation for themselves. Like we've all had this conversation before. Oh, you're wearing that because you want attention. No, I'm not. I'm just wearing it because I want it and it makes me feel. And then you go, but why does it make you feel good? It's because you're getting male attention, and they just go, nah. We've all had that conversation before.
Video. Now, personally, as a guy, I have no problem seeing this. You know, I'm not over here complaining that they're showing off. But with that said, I think it's pretty obvious that starting these fitness posts with shots and angles focused on your ass in these outfits is definitely done on purpose to grab attention and, you know, show off. You know, if you're going to be posting about exercises and tutorials and fitness, is that really all that necessary? Probably not. I feel like they know what they're doing. They know how they're editing and shooting these videos, but a lot of influencers immediately responded in the comments, and they weren't happy about this video. If jealousy was a video, it would be this
they
one.
called it jealous.
Tell me you aren't a girl's girl without telling me you're not a girl's girl.
See, being a girl's girl is just going along with the delusion and the lie. The delusion and the lie that... Yeah, see, like, here's the problem. Here's my thing, right? I understand that it's human to want attention. Go get attention. You worked hard for the body that you know, if you want to just get attention, get attention. But don't dress for attention and then get angry at people when you get attention and act like you didn't dress for attention. You get what I'm saying? There's something about that I don't like. It's the dishonesty part. If you want attention, just go for attention, but don't lie. You ain't got to lie.
I've seen this a lot in the
yourself.
past. I always find it interesting how the second a woman calls out another woman for something, that automatically means you must be a pick-me girl or something. Suddenly you're like an enemy to all women. Mean girl energy.
And that's why they always go along with it, because then they get kicked out of the cool club. By all the women.
The hater girl energy coming out of your mouth is insane. Babe, if you don't want to hike up your leggings, don't. But don't hate on people who do. Mind your own business. And then you got
they
this
so
comment,
mad.
which I thought was pretty funny. Whole ass comment section full of women who hate being objectified in the gym, yet defending these thirst trap influencers. Like, make it make sense. Anyways, despite all the hate, she actually ended up responding to this. So let's take a look.
I guess I missed this part in my personal training certification. Make sure to show people how to pull up their leggings before working out. So that was my video that went viral. And there were hundreds of comments saying, but it's normal to pull up your leggings, and this is a normal habit. Now, I won't argue with you that it's a normal habit to pull up your leggings, but it's not normal to film yourself doing that and then post it online.
Right.
This is not just a habit that just so happens
to be caught on
camera. It is done so intentionally. It's the lengths these trainers go through of setting up their camera and tripod, pressing record, then making sure they're all centered in frame, turning around, then picking up their leggings, essentially giving themselves a wedgie or purposefully jiggling their glutes to flex or show off their body.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop there. After they're done filming and working out at the gym, They go to edit their educational and inspirational workout video. They purposely clip this moment of pulling up their leggings,
of course,
sometimes even zoom in and put it at the beginning of their video as a hook to get you to watch. Sometimes it takes a whole 5 seconds of pulling up leggings before we even get to see a single part of the workout. What we don't see is them picking up their dumbbells, getting into position, or all of their reps. You know, the unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind too,
for these girls. These are professional content creators.
Right.
If they know how to delete a clip of the other unnecessary stuff, they know how to delete a clip of them pulling up their leggings.
Yeah, and I think the problem is people are so addicted to attention now, and I think that competition amongst women is how much male attention you can get. So I think that women are taking off more and more clothes to continue to compete with each other for male attention. And I think the reason why modesty upsets a lot of women, and I mean this is to be quite frank here, is I think that it makes it harder for less attractive women to compete with more attractive women when you have to be modest. I think that's how women see it. I don't think that's how men see it, to be honest. I think that men will give anything attention when it has no clothes on, just because it's a woman with no clothes on or a little bit of clothes on. I do think that people are just addicted to attention, and some people get so addicted to attention that they wearing spandex with booty cheek separation in the gym. And I think there's different levels to addiction. And I think when these girls are doing this stuff and they can't even admit to themselves that they're just addicted to attention, it's similar to like an alcoholic just not being able to say that they're an alcoholic, right? The first step is admitting, and they don't even want to admit it. They just want to act delusional and pretend like they're not doing it on purpose. The jig is up. We're not dumb.
This is intentionally filmed and edited. At the end of the day, this is inappropriate. Instagram trainers, be honest. You're either doing this to tap into your followers' insecurities, or you're doing it for your own likes to get your comment section full of heart eye emojis, fire emojis, and hashtag body goals. It doesn't add value to anyone but you.
Stop dismissing what's happening and making excuses for these women. Instead, let's start holding them accountable. This is why many people don't take female trainers seriously. Let's bring back humility and professionalism to the women's fitness industry. This is why so many girls and women struggle with body image and confidence issues. Everywhere they look, they see women flaunting and showing off their bodies for external validation. Why have we accepted this and normalized this? Let's set a better example for young girls. Honestly, a very professional and mature response, and I have nothing but respect to this fitness coach. Nothing but respect for even doubling down on her stance despite all the hate she got from countless huge fitness
and that's what guys have to understand. Like, women are mean, bro. And I'm not saying that like guys aren't mean, but women have a way of being brutal that's a little bit different, especially with this online stuff. They will find your family. They will find out where you live and dox you, like, openly. Like, they will women are insane online. They get like this kind of superpower that you just never seen before. And especially to other women, they could just be brutal when they gang up on another woman for breaking the code. She doubled down, took some balls.
Fitness gurus hating on her. I really do wonder what the average demographics are of who is watching their videos. You know, I would love to see the male-female viewer ratio in the average fitness influencer analytics, because something tells me a majority of that audience is men, and let's just say that they're not coming for any fitness knowledge. What's ironic about this whole situation as well is looking back.
Well, there is no fitness knowledge to be gained. They know that. The men know that, and the women know that. They know why they posting this stuff.
The amount of those gym creep videos that went viral in the past couple years. It was even a trend for a time where you have some gym influencer, you know, that's paranoid about being stared at and objectified. Meanwhile, no guy is even looking at her. I mean, clearly you'd think that a lot of these gym goers and gym gurus do not want to be objectified, but then you have this girl making videos about fitness gurus purposefully objectifying themselves, and they all lost their mind.
Yeah, they'll sexualize themselves. This is how far the delusion goes. They'll sexualize themselves and then go, I'm not sexualizing myself. It's the men that make it sexualized. Why are you sexualizing a woman's body whilst wearing like sexual clothes? Like, come on, bro. Like, you can't catch a break. You can't catch a break as a guy. You can't catch a break in this world.
It's like these fitness influencers got called out, rightfully so, but maybe because of the sisterhood or tribalism, whatever you want to call it. I've noticed that a lot of women will always defend each other no matter what and no matter how wrong. And if you're a woman who calls out another, you're automatically a pick-me.
Yep.
First, let's give a shout out to all the looky-loos that automatically show up. And just for the record, guys, there's nothing worse than a creeper. Like, you have no chance doing stuff like that. Just FYI, the guy behind me. But let me give you a show since you want to watch.
What? I think some of these ladies just need to be strippers. I think they're exhibitionists, if that's the word. I think that's just what they're doing. I think that's what they like. I think they're into it or something. Because why would you be doing that?
You can watch the full videos on her story, but she says that man is sitting behind her just so he can stare at her and do his half-ass reps. First off, those aren't half-ass reps. Those are good, full reps. And every time you pan over to show him staring at you, he's either watching himself work out in the mirror or he's not looking at you at all. And you even say that you're going to put a show on for him. You pull your pants down, you grab your chest, and he still doesn't look at you. But I wouldn't blame him if he did. You're standing directly in front of him, posing, trying to get attention, taking a video you're going to post online for the entire internet to see. And then you arrogantly say that the problem with public gyms is they've never seen somebody fit like you. That's pretty cocky for somebody that posts a lot of photos with wavy lines and bending boards.
Oh, no.
That's not my
We got her.
jurisdiction. I'll leave that up to Goob. I'm sure he has something to say about that. But I really hope that Planet Fitness has something to say about this. Like, you're banned. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Yeah, and that's a big problem, too. You got a lot of young ladies looking at these women and trying to compete with these women and trying to look like the algorithm. There's a look now where you just look like the algorithm. And sometimes these people do certain things to their face where it only looks good on pictures, in pictures with the filters on. When you see them in person, they don't actually look good. It only looks good online. They literally look like the algorithm. They are like a physical embodiment of the algorithm.
I mean, how ironic is that? Making videos of some random guy who maybe glanced at you in a gym, it's creepy, it's objectifying, it's uncomfortable. Yet that same person will then Photoshop pictures to make her ass bigger. I wouldn't.
And then you got little girls looking at that thinking they're going to compete with that, and it's fake. It's not even real. You competing against something that's not even real.
Surprised if a good chunk of fitness gurus have an OnlyFans as well.
Doing stuff like that. Just FYI, the guy behind me.
Just want to give an update to this video from yesterday where this woman films this man to post online and call him a gym creep, then arrogantly says that the reason she gets stared at in public gyms is because nobody there has seen somebody as fit as her. Now, was she accountable, realizing that what she did was wrong, that man did nothing wrong, and it's also very narcissistic to say something like that? Of course not. Instead, she doubled down. She said that I was a bully, trying to make herself out to be a victim, which
yeah, of
she's
course,
not.
of course.
And that this isn't the first time she's dealt with an IG bully before. She's referring to my friend Goob, who called her out for this Photoshopped photo while saying in the caption that there's no Photoshop in order to sell more of her coaching.
And that's the bigger issue. They'll lie about how they look by literally editing the pictures and then try to sell you a course to look how they look. And they know how they look is what's selling the course. That's the whole point. And so they edit it and alter it. But it's damn near like you got to do that now to compete to some degree because there's so many people doing it.
So once again, to this young woman, the only bully here is you. And I hope Planet Fitness sees this and kicks your ass out. You need to do better. Mind your own business.
Not a single shred of accountability anywhere. People at the end of the day don't like to be held accountable, called out, have their egos checked with the truth. And I think this video today is the perfect example of that. You call someone out for what it is, you say the truth, but you will most likely be hated for it. But anyways, I think that's going to wrap up today's video.
Yeah, I think the bigger issue with this is we all have to buy into the lie. We all have to buy into the lie that they're not doing this for attention. And I think the fourth wall is starting to break and people can see through it now. I think people are like, okay, if you're doing that for attention, that's what you're doing. And we're not just going to let you keep complaining and whining about the circumstances that you're putting yourself in, obviously, by how you're behaving and how you're dressing. And I know that's going to be controversial to some people to even think that how you behave and how you dress might affect how people see you and sometimes how they treat you. But I think that's just reality.